Hi everyone, welcome back to Statssy. I am Siddharth. I am here with yet another video for you to make your life easier. So today my focus is to explain you that how exactly you can apply data science in marketing or specifically in digital marketing. So that's like a very confusing field. It's like a very broad term that I'm saying. So this is like today I'll be taking things superficially to touch upon that what are the specific things that you can track as a part of your data science in case of marketing, because obviously like marketing has changed a lot, and today we will see that how exactly the marketing can effectively use data science, what are the different types of data that you can gather within the marketing domain for your analysis purposes. So let's move to the screen and let's see what we have for today. Okay guys, so today I'm starting this particular thing about use of data science in marketing. So today I will tell you the very first interesting thing about where exactly you will see the application of data science in case of marketing. So the first thing is about the analysis of user generated content. See, what exactly is user generated content? If I touch upon this point, user generated content is like anything which is basically publicly available, okay, by the users, and which you can use and perform some analysis. So basically all the published information that individuals across the world are publishing on the social media, that is what we call as a user generated content. Now what it can include, it can be your tweets, it can be the reviews that customers put, so it can be the comments, and it can be some number of shares, that how many people are sharing your content, who is sharing your content. All these can be clubbed together to determine what you can say the virality of the video or any kind of social media information. Okay, or number of likes and metadata. So metadata basically means that who is particularly posting certain tweets, or from which country that particular tweet is coming from, or from at what time they are publishing it. So there are a lot of things that you see generally in day-to-day life you use as a part of data science to determine that, okay, what is the best time to post a YouTube video. Okay, like I am also doing that. What is the best time to post you can say a content on LinkedIn. So all these are what, these are basically metadata, the time that you are trying to post, that is called as metadata, which is the information about your post. Okay, so now primarily if you see here, so one thing I will tell you here, interesting thing is, obviously data science is not easy to apply on all these domains, because if we talk about tweets, if we talk about reviews, comments, these are what, these are basically unstructured data. Like this is basically text, some kind of text or some video or some image. Okay, while shares, if we talk about, so that is a structured data, the numbers, it's a quantitative data to be more specific. Then number of likes that we do, okay, that is again quantitative data, and metadata includes the time, location, and the person, the account behind that particular post, and so on. So these are called basically different types of user generated content that you can use in your data science and in analysis. Second thing that you have to see is where you can apply the data science in case of marketing is to optimize the customer preferences. Okay, now when we say optimize the customer preferences, what does that mean? So basically imagine it this way, that you have used Netflix and you have seen that you get recommendation. So like that's like a very vague example, and everybody's talking about that particular example. But talk about any supermarket that you visited. In the supermarket, just like you have seen, products who have high affinity to get purchased together are kept together in most of the cases. Okay, same thing you can see on Google, that Google, when Google shows you the result, it shows the most relevant results. So how is it understanding that which result is more relevant compared to the another? It is based on some kind of data science that they are applying at the back end. Okay, so that is what you can do. So now what can be different types of customer optimization? Basically you can tailor your product or customize your product or service based on the user okay, on the user data, like who is particularly using a particular type of data, a particular type of product or a service. Okay, imagine it this way, that if we talk about stock investment, so stock investment, there are a lot of brokers that out there which are providing different types of what you can say, this app or their website from where you can invest into stock. But suddenly Robinhood, or specifically in India, if you talk about Zerodha or Grow type of companies that emerge, so they are more user friendly for the young generation. Okay, that's not primarily for the older generation, it's for the young generation. So that is what, where they have applied the data science, they have did a lot of testing, and after that they come to understand that which is the best type of user, which is the best features that they should be putting onto it on their product. Okay. Second is that you analyze large data of customer preferences, like what type of customers are buying what type of products, like based on their age group, based on their gender, based on their location, based on the time. All these analysis can be done. The very good example is Amazon Go. Okay, I will cover it later in some video. For now, let's focus on this optimization. So third thing is that customers satisfaction increase. Okay, when you apply data science to understand the customer preferences and tailor your products according to that, obviously customer satisfaction will increase. Okay, then third thing is like tracking the customer behavior. So it's like a most common and most readily available thing that you have. Okay, but what happens is the tools that we are have available are providing only superficial information. It is not very in-depth information that they give. So when you want to actually apply the data science, you can't just rely on that how the user journey is taking place on your website or on your app. There are certain more things, like if a person is clicking on some A button and then clicking on some B or C button, so there is some kind of reason that why the person is clicking on B or clicking on C after they have clicked on A. So it involves a lot of statistical analysis that we can do, and we can understand that why the particular user is making a particular decision. So in case of tracking, what you will do is you will basically monitor and predict the consumer's behavior. Okay, on various digital channels. It can be social media, it can be your website, it can be your mobile application or everything. Okay, then it basically helps you to anticipate that what kind of advertising we can do. Okay, or what kind of call to action we can make. Okay, that is a primary thing where we apply the data science. Third thing is that we enhance the, what we can say, better understand the user and what is the purchase decision that they make, or what is their journey overall inside your mobile application or web application. Okay, so there also we commonly apply, what you can say, data science in case of marketing. For example, if you talk about, a common example is like Amazon. Amazon generally tracks behavior of every single user. Now that is the most common thing that to do, that any website cookie or any kind of tool is doing. But what Amazon does at the back end is not done by the other players. Why? Because Amazon apply a lot of deep statistical complex analysis to actually identify users and create their groups. Okay, that's why everybody who log into Amazon see a different kind of a screen, although it's just a shopping app, but still you will see that lot of time the products that you are interested in or you might become interested in the future are also shown to you, because that is what the Amazon applies the predictive analytics to understand that how exactly the users are behaving. Okay. Next is tracking social media, commentary and interactions. Obviously, this is the most important thing. This is what the primary metric. Everywhere you will see this, like all the, you can say influencer marketing, when we say rates or the, what you can say, the fees of influencers are decided based on the understanding of their metric. So there are certain specific metrics that every influencer marketing company uses. Okay, but I'm not going deep into that. I will cover that if you want me to cover. Just comment below and let me know that if you want me to cover that particular thing. So what happens is that in case of tracking the user's comment, we generally monitor users' responses and interaction with the companies. For example, what I can do is I can if let's say I have a question that, okay, users are interacting with Pepsi more compared to Coca-Cola more, or are they interacting with Coca-Cola less or Pepsi more? Okay, like in any form. So how can I do this? How can I do this particular analysis? There are certain KPIs that we commonly use, and based on those KPIs we perform such kind of analysis. Now sorry. Now, when I talk about the analysis, it is not just about calculating that, okay, there are number of, how many number of followers are there on Pepsi's social media and Coca-Cola social media, and how many people are liking or commenting on their particular platform. There are other metrics also, like watch time. There are other metrics like how many sharing that people are doing. And it is not just about that plain data, that is the raw data. But we can perform analysis and determine that which are the most viral content that these companies are producing, and they exactly have this analysis available. They apply deep statistical concepts and figure out that, okay, these are the variables that we should be focusing on, these are the variables we should not be focusing on. Okay, so that's how basically the things take place. Second is, okay, yeah. Second is transmitting relevant messages based on the analysis. So obviously, if you see that your users are like too much professional on your page or on your, when they are interacting with your company, obviously you will translate such messages. But if users are, let's say, not very satisfied with your product, so they might become angry and may show unprofessional behavior. Okay, so you will accordingly take action. You will try to figure out the comments, and you will try to analyze and figure out that, okay, what are the specific keywords. Like if you go to Amazon, you see in the reviews, they generally pick keywords from the entire review and show it at the top. Okay, that is what you can do personally for your particular domain as well. Okay, then obviously it is important for the reputation management, because that's how the company's reputation gets built on social media. Like I'm talking primarily about the digital marketing, if you see. Okay, next is that optimize the stock levels, okay, in e-commerce website. Again, very important. Like, what I should say is, inventory management is most complex thing across the world. Like any business you do, any product that you sell, inventory management is the most complex thing, because it is always an unpredictable. Sometimes you run out of stock, sometimes you overstock and face challenges, so that increases your overall holding cost, there increases overall your purchase cost, and a lot of capital gets stuck within the what you can say, within the inventory. Okay, so in case of online data, if you see online, so data generally gets easily generated. So what people can do is use the past sales data and number of visitors on the website of an e-commerce company. They can predict the future demand. So it includes the forecasting of the data. Okay, now if I talk about some examples, so obviously first thing that we get from this particular thing is stock optimization. For better management that you apply, if you apply forecasting, you will be able to optimize the number of optimize the quantity of product that you want to purchase. Second is, you can anticipate obviously the possible sales call. So you can arrange your sales team accordingly. You can figure out the telecalling team accordingly, and definitely there are hundreds of things. If you are able to use data science and predict the demand in like a proper way, like forecast the demand with accuracy. Okay, I'm not saying 100% accuracy, it's not possible, but a certain level of accuracy is definitely possible. Like I have done projects where I am able to realistically achieve around 60, 75, 70% accuracy. Okay, now if you think that, okay, 75 is not good, but let me tell you, in real world 70% accuracy is amazing. Okay, if I'm forecasting something, 70% accuracy I'm getting, it's amazing. Like 1,000 product you can sell, and I'm predicting that no, there will be 700. It's just amazing, because it involves a significant amount, a significant cost that business has to bear while procuring the inventory. Okay, we'll talk about later when we see that how supply chain analytics work. Okay, next is definitely it reduces the stockouts and overstock. If you are able to use data science in optimizing the e-commerce what you can say, industry e-commerce inventory. Okay, next is obviously analysis of online sales data. So that is like a most basic thing. Now, when I say analysis of online sales data, that does not mean that just you take the data and create a graph and figure out. It involves a lot more than that. For example, you analyze that, okay, from which particular city the most demand is generated, at what time I am getting the most orders, at what day there are most orders, how many days before a festive season the order starts picking up, till how many days after the festive season the order keep on picking up, or what is the rate at which the order are getting reduced. Okay, what is the particular month where I will be facing stockouts, what is the particular month where I will be facing overstocks. Okay, how many returns I am getting, like what you can say, if we talk about return orders, so returning orders, how many returning orders I'll get, like I'm not trying to go into very much technicality, I'm just explaining you from the over. Let's suppose you have two cities, city A and city B. City A have 1,000 orders being sold, okay, and city B has only 500 orders. But let's say from city A, the 1,000 orders that you sold, 600 come back, while from city B, 500 orders that you sold, only 2 come back. So which is a better city? Obviously that city B will be your focus. So if you want to run an online advertisement, or if you want to run some campaign, or if you want to open a store, which city you will do, which city you will prefer? You might prefer city B, you might prefer city A, but just from looking at the data, I will prefer city B. But may be possible that you are selling shoes, so there is a size problem. So users are returning from city A because of the size. So let's say if you open the store there, obviously your return orders will reduce, and ultimately you will be able to optimize your sales within city A. Okay, so that includes a lot of analysis. You have to figure out that, okay, what are the problems that the customers at city A are facing, and you can just analyze their comments, you can analyze their problems, and based on that you can determine that what is the next decision that you should be taking as a business. Okay, then analysis of online sales data. So as I mentioned, so you will try to identify the pattern, like how many days before the festive season sales start picking up, going down, and so on. And then understanding the trends and demand, obviously customer interest. And finally, you will have some improved sales strategy. As I took the example of city A and city B, that's a very, what you can say, common thing that businesses should use, but I don't know why a lot of businesses are not using it. Being a technology tech savvy companies, they are not using it, but I believe they should start using it as soon as possible. Okay. Now, next is obviously introducing new products. So analytics, there is a specific what you can say field in analytics which is called as product analytics. Okay, but I'm covering here because I want to give you an overview, a bird's eye view, that where you can apply the data science in your marketing domain. So when we talk about new products, so market research, obviously when you create survey, you like float survey, get the data, analyze, perform the analysis. So that survey analysis is a very statistical thing, and there is a lot of statistical advanced concepts that are being applied, and based on that, it will be like the analysts will be able to predict that what should be the new features or what should be the new products that we can launch in the market. Okay. Second is that we can identify implausible patterns and opportunities, means which are hidden patterns, which are not you can say clearly visible directly, but they are somewhere hidden in the back end. Okay, so that can be analyzed, that those patterns can be determined. And finally, obviously targeting saturated markets, like if there's a market which is very saturated, lot of products are there, but still there will be certain problems. It will never happen that a market becomes completely saturated. Okay, if there is a market, if people are selling, there might be some customers which are facing certain one or the other kind of issue. So you can just improvise over that. Okay, and ultimately that's how you will be able to launch new products. For example, next is analyzing social media trends. So trends analysis. Now, what does the trends analysis means? Means the first thing is the crisis management. See, when there is some celebrity face some kind of social media backlash, okay, their PR team starts managing the backlash. They are trying to like whitewash the reputation, Okay, that is what we call as a crisis management. Then obviously social listening for real time insights. So social listening, what does this social listening means? It means that you care for your customers, you listen to the people or users on the social media. When they ask some question, you reply back. When they show some problem, you obviously rectify it. And there are lots of other things that you engage with your audience properly. And the third is responding to social movements. So again, it's a part of a data analysis, data science strategy that you can make, that how you will be responding to certain social movements. You can analyze past movements, you can analyze the data that is being gathered from across all the channels and try to figure out that, okay, this particular movement was something which might create a problem. This is something which is not creating any problem, and like so on. There are a lot of what you can say things that we can do. Okay, next is like analyzing product recommendation and reviews. So very common. Okay, you analyze customers feedback. Okay, and based on that you identify certain kind of products and certain kind of characteristics. Okay, and finally you improve your customer service. That's how things work. Then personalizing customers online experience. Obviously it is very common. For how you will do it, you will understand the customer and try to enhance their shopping experience by using the personalization. So here lot of data science is applied. So all the recommender engine that you see across the Amazon, across Walmart, across any other common e-commerce platform that you think about, okay, they have applied a specific kind of a recommendation system. Now there are two types of recommendation system. One is collaborative and one is content, like collaborative filtering, content filtering. These are types of recommendation systems. I'll cover that somewhere in the later video. Okay. So what they do is they use the data, that how many products you have viewed, how much time you have viewed a particular product, how much time you have stayed on a particular product, how many times you have added it to cart, removed it from cart, and all these things they like analyze. The recommender engine analyzes, and using that particular visits and data, they increase the sales. Now there was a study, very common study, like a very interesting study, sorry. That study said that if you have a recommender engine on a website, on an e-commerce website, approximately 17% increase in sales you can see from the very first month. And that's very obvious, because if something is shown to you again and again, that's very high chances that you will going to buy it. Okay. Next is recommended engine, as I suggested. So like one thing you can do is you can do it without using a recommender engine. You can just analyze the products that you have inside on your portal and make a, what you can say, a manual recommender. Or if you go for an advanced automated recommender using machine learning or some kind of deep learning technology, okay, you will see that those recommender engines, they create automatic recommendations. Okay, they analyze the purchase history and generate the recommendations accordingly, and obviously they prioritize the customer preferences. Then what you can do is you can measure and predict the clicks that are coming on social media. Okay, so obviously this is specifically for the paid ads that I'm talking about. The clicks and the, what you can say, comments or interaction, basically, to be very specific. So what you can do is you can predict the users clicking on a web page or on a social media network. Okay. Then you can improve your ad profitability. Obviously that is like a very what you can say, most important, or the bottom line we can say. Okay, that is the bottom line of your ultimately online advertisement. Okay. And then finally you can understand it through CTR. So CTR commonly you have used if you are from the social media background or from the digital marketing background. It's a very common thing. CTR everybody uses. But what matters is that if there are 10 different things and I'm trying to find out that, okay, let's say I run 10 different ads and I want to figure out that which ad has the most CTR. Okay, so I want to find the most popular ad. So it is not just entirely based on the CTR, because there are a lot of things, the time at which you are running the ad, the day at which you are running the ad. So you have to take all those factors inside to actually analyze that, okay, if I'm running 5 or 10 ads, one ad has a high CTR, but it was on the you can say on the weekends, obviously. So weekends people are more like free, they are using social media more, so they have more purchase intention and so on. Okay, so that becomes a challenge, that you cannot just entirely focus on the CTR value and just analyze that okay which ad is performing best. It is like we have to take the weighted average of the CTR, we have to include other factors also. Okay, that is a common thing that we apply in data science. Okay, where we can understand the advertisement or any kind of social media post, not just primarily based on how much CTR it is generating, but other factors also. Okay, and then ultimately you can measure and predict the user's behavior. So when I say user's behavior, so predict user's behavior based on their preemptive actions, that what previous actions they were taking and now what they will going to do. And you can enhance your marketing campaign. Again, it is not just about the specific CTR, there is just one KPI CTR, but there are 100 more KPIs that we can adapt to. Now obviously there are multiple data models that we can build based on the data that is being generated from a social media post, an advertisement campaign, or from an email marketing campaign. Okay, so primarily what happens is all the tools give you the dashboard with just the CTR, but that is just one thing. There can be more other things. Okay, I generally what I prefer to do is I just don't focus on the CTR, I focus on that how many mails were sent. Okay, then I focus on at what time they were sent, on what date they were sent, on what occasion they were sent. All these different factors I include and build up a data model to actually understand that which particular email is performing better or worse. And finally, obviously, increase your profitability if you are able to measure this. And then improve user experience. So now as a part of user research, okay, UX UI that you say, user experience research. So what does it do? It generates a lot of data. Okay, it generates a lot of data based on where users are clicking, how much time users are spending on the website, which particular type of button they are easy to find, where they are getting confused, and all these. This generate a lot of data, and that data can be analyzed to develop data models which can actually predict that which particular type of color is more preferable to the customer compared to the other colors. Now obviously there are generic advices available, but generic data is not applicable to everybody, that's why it is just generic. Okay, it has to be something specific. So every type of business has certain different type of parameters, characteristics, their own traits and their own personality. So that has to be considered while developing a particular analysis. Okay, so if I talk about user experience, so what is commonly being covered in the user experience is, first thing, it helps you to enhance your graphic and visual designs. Okay, based on the data. Again, it focus on user friendly movement, like it allow user to, like it helps you to understand that where the user is facing challenge. Okay, based on the data generated. And finally, obviously, it will help you to increase the satisfaction and usability of your tool or app or website or any other kind of digital product that you create. Okay. Next is analyzing of real-time data, analysis of real-time data, very, very important. Okay, it helps you to take immediate decisions. Okay, immediate decision. Now, what does this mean? See, there are 3 levels of decision. Okay, the very first, the bottom level of decision is called as operational decision. Okay, second is called as managerial decision, and third is called as a strategic decision. So in case of operational decision, you need real time data. Okay, for example, you are getting a lot of customer queries and some customer is asking you for a refund or some or the other thing, that you have to process in real time. And in case of real time processing, you need actually that particular data, that okay, what is the purchase history, what product they have purchased, what were the. So let's suppose you are having a conversation with a customer from last 50 days. Now obviously when you want to make a decision, you need an analysis of entire conversation, because there can be a paragraph or a story long conversation that might have happened. So you need analytics to figure out that what are the important points in the entire conversation which I need to discuss. Okay, because it is not a very, what you can say, user friendly process to go back to the last 50 days history and check the entire conversation and then make a decision. Okay, so what real-time data will going to do is it will help you to take immediate decisions, and it will help you in sales visibility and information dissemination, which means that you can like use or spread an information particularly more easily if you have a real-time access to data. Okay. Then quick response to market changes, like any market change that happen, you can easily determine it if you have the real-time data. It is very common for the stock market people, but we are not talking about stock market, it's more about the marketing thing. Okay, so that's where you can apply the data science. Then obviously second thing, next thing is you can identify the online communities. Now what does this online community means? So let's say you are selling a product, okay, which has a certain type of audience, which certain type of audience will going to buy. Okay. Now, how will you identify that where these customers or where these audience will going to be available? Okay, where are they active? So to do that, what you do is you can figure out, you can analyze the data of all the possible communities on the internet and figure out that, okay, these are certain communities which is most important to me. Okay. So the first thing that we can do is we can identify the influential online communities. Okay. Where we can promote a product. Okay. Next is we can analyze the user loyalty and opinions. Obviously, again, it comes the text data, unstructured data that is being generated. And finally, we can use that community, okay, community leaders to for the marketing. That's a very common thing. Okay. Now, next is like we can identify fake news. Again, very interesting and important. Although it's the research is still going on. Okay, to figure out whether how we can use machine learning or how we can use data science or primarily AI to identify the fake news. Okay, and identify the false content. So you can, if you can identify which are fake news and what are the different deep fakes, like very common thing nowadays, everybody is making deep fake of every influential person. Okay, so that is something harming the overall atmosphere across the world as well as on the online. Okay, so this is where data science can be applied to figure out the fake news. Okay, because there are certain traits and certain patterns that you will identify across the fake news, okay, compared to the real news. Okay, and based on that you will be able to identify it. So next is obviously it helps you to protect the company's reputation, because if you can identify fake news, you can protect the company's information, company's reputation, and obviously it will like help you maintain the integrity. Okay. Now, based on this analysis, what primarily I conclude, okay, see, in this particular analysis, I was trying to explain you that where the data science can be applied, and it was like a bird's eye view, very at the top most, from the top angle, okay. But if you want me to go into deep in any of the analysis, definitely I can do. Just just comment at the in the video, okay. And I'm not very much good at making video, but I'm still trying to learn it, and obviously I will learn it very quickly, and that's what I was trying to say. So just to conclude this video, see, first thing is you can use data, and data obviously for generating the insights. Okay, you can use data science to understand the customers, their behavior, their preferences and everything, and like everybody is doing right now. Not everybody, but most of the big tech companies, at least big tech companies are doing, Fortune 500 companies. Some of them are doing, some of them are still not in completely data driven companies. Okay. Second thing you can do is you can prioritize your personalization. Like if you are putting, let's say you are sending a bulk email, okay, try to make it personal. You can segment the audience, segment the customers, group them, and based on their what you can say liking, you can try doing what you can say email marketing. Okay, so basically you need to tailor your marketing efforts to specific communities. That's how what I have seen that Cadbury do. Okay, the Cadbury chocolate that you see, Mondelez company. So they primarily make products, they primarily make advertisement in a way that they target one segment of the customer at a time. Okay, and for other customers they make more different advertisement, and obviously it's not easy for any small business to do it. Not they cannot invest so much in multiple advertisement. So the process should be like top to bottom. So you should first focus on the biggest customer base, and then from the second customer base, and then from the third customer base. That's how it should go. And again, when you are trying to apply data science in marketing, you have to understand that things change really fast, so you have to stay agile and you have to stay innovative. You have to think more, you have to continuously use data and apply your understanding and wisdom along with the data to figure out and innovate. Okay, and finally what I can say at best is stay committed to ethical data use. Like this is what I can say. You understand it better. It has to be ethically. Data should be used ethically. Okay, and users should know that you are using their data. Okay. Okay, so that's all from my side. If you have any question, just please comment and let me know what you think about my bird's eye view. Okay, so thank you. Have a nice day.